decided to cut interest rate by 25 basis points to the level of 3.75%. Sumber Alvaria Trijaya plans to allocate 2.5 trillion rupiah capital expenditure in 2021. Good afternoon, viewers in Indonesia and Singapore. Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of informations from the business, economic, and capital market sectors. With me, Wicky Adrian. This is Market Headlines. Bank of Indonesia decided to cut interest rate by 25 basis points to the level of 3.75%. The central bank claims that the rate cut is executed after economic stability inclined amid strengthening capital inflow.
The improving external factor made investors confident to the domestic financial market increased in November. Based on improving national economy, Bank of Indonesia finally decided to cut interest rate by 25 basis points to the level of 3.75% in November 2020 monthly meeting. In addition, the central bank also cut deposit facility to the level of 3% and lending facility is trimmed by 25 basis points to 4.5%. The policy is in line with Indonesian economy consideration, which needs stability amid low inflation estimation.
Memutuskan untuk menurunkan BI 70 reverse repo rate sebesar 25 basis point menjadi 3,75%. Suku bunga deposit facility juga turun sebesar 25 basis point menjadi 3%. Demikian juga suku bunga lending facility turun sebesar 25 basis point menjadi 4,5%.
Bank of Indonesia ensures that the decision has considered low inflation estimation and external stability in the midst of national economic recovery. The central bank also support the provision of liquidity and support the government to accelerate the state budget spending realization. From Jakarta, Raharjo Patmo for IDX Channel.
The Ministry of Industry is trying to push the import subsidy program by 35% to 2022. It is hoped that this import substitution program can reduce food and beverage imports by 3.6 trillion rupiah.
These import substitutions is one of the efforts to encourage the development of food and beverage industry based on the domestic resources. Director General of Agro-Industry at the Ministry of Industry, Abdul Rahim, said that the reductions in imports mainly come from the dairy products, fruit processing industry, sugar cane-based industry, and corn refining industry. And according to him, currently the production's utilizations in the entire manufacturing sector is around 60% on the average. It is targeted that the production's utilizations will increase by 75% in 2021 and it increase again to 85% in 2022.
Kementerian Perindustrian akan mengendalikan impor produk dan bahan baku makanan dan minuman dengan target 35% pada tahun 2022.
In addition, the ministry are optimistic to attract investors by 16 projects with 22.6 trillion investment value. From Jakarta, Adi Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
Indonesia and the United States signed a $750 million agreement to finance trade and infrastructure projects as the countries seek to strengthen economic relations.
The Memorandum of Understanding for the deal was signed in Washington, D.C. by Indonesia's ambassador to U.S., Muhammad Lutfi, and Export-Import Bank of the United States President Kimberly Reid. The signing was witnessed by the Coordinating Minister of Maritime Affairs and Investment, Luhut Binsar Panjaitan, who is visiting the U.S. this week along with Deputy Foreign Minister Mahendra Siregar. The MOU will further strengthen the economic partnership between Indonesia and US as a part of the effort to expand cooperations in investment and procurement of goods and services. From all sources, IDX Channel.
Economic Observer warmly welcomed government's move to secure $750 billion trade deal with United States. The move is able to expand cooperation in investment and the procurement of goods and services. Core Indonesia's Economic Observer sees that the MOU will further strengthen the economic partnership between Indonesia and the U.S. The agreement also aims to expand opportunities for both countries to work together on government projects and for business development in infrastructure, transportation, and energy, among other areas. However, he warned that trade deal is still in MOU level, not as investment realization. Therefore, he stated that government still has homework to turn the MOU into investment realization.
Ini dalam level MOU, nota kesepahaman, yang artinya belum sampai pada realisasi investasi. Ya, jadi masih banyak tindak lanjut atau proses yang harus dikawal ya untuk bisa membawa MOU ini menjadi terrealisasinya.
Market Headlines will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Adikarya komitmennya kemanapun dan apapun yang akan dibangun oleh negara, kita akan siap mendukung. Kita juga saat ini punya proyek di ujung Banda Aceh dan juga punya proyek di Papua.
Nama saya Devisa Novel, jabatan saat ini di IDX Channel adalah sebagai produser dan sekaligus presenter program yang dibawakan saat ini dengan nama IDX Second Session Closing, terkait juga dengan kondisi capital market Indonesia dan perkembangannya dari waktu ke waktu. Dan saya sangat senang untuk belajar dan berkecimpung di berita ekonomi, khususnya di capital market.
Baik saja tidak cukup, kita harus betul-betul memahami lingkungan bisnis global yang lebih baik, plus di dalam negerinya sosiologi dan antropologi, supaya totalitas kita membantu petani secara efektif.
Kita memang ketahanan pangan, tetapi kita menuju ke kedaulatan pangan.
Ada shadow power yang mendikte pembangunan sektor pertanian bukan oleh Kementerian Pertanian.
Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic is estimated to have caused the global film industry to lose minimum $5 billion, or equivalent to 75.2 trillion rupiah. One of the reasons is the delay in the release schedule of blockbuster movies as a result of the closure of cinemas in various countries.
The COVID-19 pandemic is estimated to have caused the global film industry to lose up to $5 billion, or equivalent to 71.2 trillion rupiah. One of the reasons is the delay in the release schedule of blockbuster movies as a result of the closure of cinemas in various countries. Referring to the Hollywood Reporter, the estimated loss is also included from the influence of concerns over the coronavirus on the production process. Meantime, media and tech research firm Omdia estimated that the cinema industry could lose between 20 up to 31 billion $ in revenues in 2020. In 2019, the international box office soared to a record of $31.1 billion, contributing to a worldwide haul of $42.5 billion, likewise an all-time high. But the celebration by the global film industry has quickly been replaced by anxiety because of coronavirus, one that could keep populations around the world away from public spaces like multiplexes for weeks or even months. from all sources for IDX Channel.
Yeah, the losses of the film industry continue to grow along with the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still unknown when it will be end. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused restrictions on public places, including cinemas in various countries. And this is one of the main reasons for the postponement of the release schedule for a number of blockbuster films, which certainly distributed or contributed to the huge losses to the film industry. So what are the movies whose release schedule has been postponed? Let's take a look at the first graphic. The first graphic is the list of the movies that are experiencing postponement in its release data. The first one is No Time to Die. The first one is scheduled in 2020, but then to be rescheduled, will be launched or will be released in April 2nd, 2021. And after that, we have Wonder Woman 1984. Firstly, it was scheduled, will be launched on June 2020, but it is scheduled to December 25th, 2020. The pretty much same condition also happened to Morbius, A Quiet Place 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Fast and Furious 9. And some of those movies have experienced a change in the release schedule more than once, and even the potential for postponement is still there. And so far, the film studios have postponed until 2021. As the end of the COVID-19 pandemic is uncertain, a number of movies are even continue to be shown, but through a different platform, which is online-based video-on-demand platform. And call it a live-action film by Disney, Mulan, which was finally released on the Disney Plus platform. And even Wonder Woman 1984 was also confirmed to be released on HBO Max, apart from being released in theaters. And so under these conditions, how large is the estimated loss for the worldwide film industry? Let's see the next data. This is loss estimation of movie industry in 2021 worldwide, estimated from 5 billion to 20 billion US dollar. Bollywood, 330 million US dollar. Meantime, in Indonesia, the amount of loss estimated to reach 33.33 million US dollar. Amid the uncertainty, Hollywood and entertainment media entities are trying to maintain business stability amid the coronavirus pandemic. Various production houses try to minimize losses. In April, for example, Warner Media donated 100 million US dollar to help Warner Bros. Employees, while Netflix guarantees actor fees until the coronavirus pandemic is over. The head of Walt Disney, Bob Iger, gave up all his salary. Likewise, Disney CEO Bob Chapek will only take half of his salary until the COVID-19 pandemic has subsided. And meanwhile, from the domestic industry, losses are estimated at 400 billion rupiah per month, including losses experienced by the cinema industry. And however, the interesting thing is, online-based video-on-demand platform is able to become a major player in the midst of pandemic, and even has the potential to help reduce the losses of the domestic film industry. So how is public interest in this subscription-based platform? Is it affordable enough? We can check it through the next graphic. This is monthly video-on-demand platform subscription tariff in 1,000 rupiah. Netflix, 109,000 rupiah per month. GoPlay, 89,000 rupiah per month. Disney Plus, 39,000 rupiah per month. iFlix, 39,000 rupiah per month. And View, 30,000 rupiah per month. And video-on-demand platforms such as Netflix and GoPlay have become the alternatives for to continue earning revenue, where so far the VOD platform contributes to 10 to 20% of the total revenue of the film industry in Indonesia. With that calculation, companies like Netflix to GoPlay contribute around 44.4 million US dollar up to 100 million US dollar annually. On the other hand, both Netflix and GoPlay users have surged during the coronavirus pandemic. Netflix, for example, recorded an additional 15.8 million paid subscribers from January to March 2020. Thus, its total worldwide users reached 182.9 million people. Likewise, with GoPlay, the number of users and time spent watching movies on the platform has increased 10 times compared to before the COVID-19 pandemic. And due to the role of VOD platform, which is quite large, How is the forecast for the growth of the VOD platform industry in Indonesia? Let's move to the next graphic. This is the projection of video on demand industry in Indonesia. The revenue, it is projected to reach $304 million. The compound annual growth rate, 9.6%. Users penetration, it will or predicted to grow by 8.4% since we are still in November. But the projection will be shown in 2024 projection. The volume or market volume projected to reach $439 million. Average revenue per user $7.35, and users penetration growth by 19.5%. And the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy stated that the video on demand platform is a potential alternative for businesses in the film industry. Moreover, local filmmakers are competing with foreign companies to distribute their films in theaters. Meantime, GoPlay CEO Edi Sulistyo said that video on demand service is a complement to cinema, not a competitor. And despite this uncertainty situation, hopefully all stakeholders in the film industry are able to create effective and innovative strategies so that they can survive this pandemic. Stay tuned, our market line speakers will be right back after the break.
Bagaimana outlook UMKM di 2020 ini, Pak Leona?
Saya ingin mengajak terutama anak-anak muda bagaimana caranya supaya nantinya ini bisa berkooperasi dengan baik. Dan ini sudah dimulai.
Kemajuan di dalam digital banking itu meningkat. Ini menunjukkan bahwa digitalisasi is here to stay.
Welcome back. We're on the last segment. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement, earlier today, JCI was opened at the level of 5,602.78, and then approaching the closing time of the first session, the index was on the level of 5,580.88. Then the index was showing a weakening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 5,571.66. In short, JCI went down 0.4%. And moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Telkom went up 1.58% to the level of 3,220 rupiah per share. Pegas went up 3.69% to the level of 1,405 rupiah per share. And Fren went up 4.62% to the level of 68 rupiah per share. And WSBP went up 4.9% to the level of 214 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading week got ANTM went down 2.02% to the level of 1,210 rupiah per share. HMSP went down 2.24% to the level of 1,525 rupiah per share. MDKA went down 1.58% to the level of 1,865 rupiah per share, and ASRI went down 6.35% to the level of 236 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Open at the level of 14,228 rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar. It was closed at the level of 14,171. In summary, rupiah went down 0.25%. Retailer company Sumber Alvaria Trijaya plans to allocate 2.5 trillion rupiah capital expenditure in 2021. The fund is allocated to build 500 up to 750 new stores in next year's.
Retailer company Sumber Alvaria Trijaya plans to build new stores in the second quarter of 2021, as many as 500 up to 750 stores across Indonesia. The plan is relatively lower than 2020 target, which is 1,000 stores. To support the plan, the company allocates 2.5 trillion rupiah capital expenditure for 2021. Corporate Secretary of Sumber Alvaria Trijaya Tomin Widian stated that the development of new stores will be conducted in the second half of 2021, which is in line with the expectation that economy will get better in that period.
Dari berbagai sumber yang kita konfirmasi, kemungkinan mulai ada, kalau vaksin sudah ada, mungkin di kuartal kedua sudah mulai sedikit naik ya, karena bertepatan dengan festive ya, lebaran kan. Sekarang makin naik juga lebaran. Tahun depan kalau nggak salah di awal Mei. Nah, mungkin bisa agak baik mungkin di semester 2 harapan kami. Oleh karena itu terkait sama ekspansi yang bisa kami sampaikan, mungkin target pembangunan kita berkisar antara 500 sampai 750 toko.
Meantime, until the third quarter of 2020, total company stores reached 17,129. The company, which is popular with Alfamart brand, hopes that in 2021, the economy will be better, so that it will boost the people's purchasing power and will be able to elevate the company's performance. From Jakarta, Muhammad Olga for IDX Channel.
As children toys demand in the United States is getting higher these days, Indonesian toys company Sunindo Adipersada is trying to enlarge the export market to the United States.
Iwan Tirta, as the CEO of Sunindo Adipersada, said that the trade war that has occurred between United States and China since 2018 has opened up large market opportunities for the children's toys industry. From the research data conducted by Indonesia's embassy in the US, it is stated that China controls children's toy market of $26.7 billion, while Indonesia only controls $280 million. This shows a market that can be contested by 95 times as big. Now, in this case, the company sees an export market opportunity. Up to now, Sunindo is already exporting because it has a fairly strong network in the United States. About 30% of Sunindo Adipersada's sales value comes from US and Canada. From all sources, IDX Channel.
In the meantime, property company Agung Podomoro Land recorded 195.2 billion rupiah net loss by the end of third quarter of 2020.
Property company Agung Podomoro Land recorded 195.2 billion rupiah net loss by the end of third quarter of
with 1,096 cases, and Pekanbaru City with 1,036 cases.
Kembangan ke arah yang signifikan membaik. Dari 514 kabupaten kota di Indonesia, sejumlah 319 kabupaten kota atau 61,8%-nya memiliki kasus aktif kurang dari 50. Ini artinya sebagian besar wilayah di Indonesia memiliki kasus aktif yang tinggal sedikit. Jika penanganan COVID-19 dan kualitas pelayanan kesehatan di 319 kabupaten kota ini terus ditingkatkan, maka kasus aktifnya dapat terus berkurang, bahkan tidak ada kasus aktif sama sekali.
In addition, the number of active COVID-19 cases as of November 19, 2020 is 61,306 cases, or 12.67%. The number is less than the average countries of 28.02%. From Jakarta, Adi Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
And the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital markets channel. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.